and to the point where he is has a really cool offer for you guys that's not going to cost you anything if you would like to complement your training and your mentorship that we're giving you here with the work that he's doing. So Tay, I'm going to hand that off to you. Why don't you tell him a little bit more, tell him a little bit more about yourself, what you do, and what you have for him.
Okay. Okay. So let me share screen. I'm also going to drop my LinkedIn into the chat. But before you start connecting or following, etc., let me get to that part. All right. So in the meantime, let me share screen and hopefully I do this correctly. Uh, I moved over to Canva,
Look,
and Canva does things a little differently.
looks great.
Okay, we're rock and rolling. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Teja McDaniel, uh I live on the West Coast in California. Don't hold that against me. I'm originally from New York City. These days, don't hold that against me either. And I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, if that's any kind of positives, and fully appreciate the rivalry with the Ravens. Great respect there. But I've been in talent acquisition for over 15 years, nationally, internationally, had my own recruitment agency, and I have worked with everything from startups to big four, Fortune 10 to 1,000. And I would say this: I've been in HR, I've been in talent acquisition, business strategies, as well as business operations. And I would say, from a HR and TA standpoint, I am not your typical HR and TA professional. I actually like people. So my big MO is that I enjoy helping people. So these are some of the companies that I've hired folks into. And what kind of makes me different is that I have been the candidate, I have been the recruiter, the hiring manager, the department leader, as well as the business owner. I've seen it from all sides. I have worked with great organizations, not so great organizations, some really awful organizations, but I've really cherry picked a lot of information from them and learn from the inside as to how decisions are made, how people operate, and really the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because, I would say there's a lot of things that go on the other side of the table that most candidates are not aware of. And why do I have an affiliation as to wanting to help the military? I have had the wonderful opportunity in my lifetime to have done some work, everything from Fort Leavenworth to Groton Naval Base, from the Azore Islands to Incirlik Air Base when it was the tip of the spear, and all throughout Europe. And I would say that you are sometimes underappreciated, but there's a lot of us who fully appreciate you and also look at you as an individual and as a collective group as determined, disciplined, adaptable, accountable, efficient, mission focused. You have strong leadership skills. And unlike a lot of civilians, there is no acceptability for anything than getting something done 100% and on time. So for you, I would say that you are really the diamonds out there that need to be appreciated. So here's that thing about connecting with me. Now, I have had some individuals in previous meetings follow me because they see the follow sign. But if you go to the more sign, which is right around here, okay, it will give you a drop down. And when you go to the drop down, you can hit connect. If you have followed me previously, go to my profile and find the more button and hit connect. This way, too, we're connected. If you ever have a question for me, ping me. I actually respond. I actually give answers. I actually give people time. So please. The other thing is that I know what you guys are facing. I have had candidates who have come from the military, and I've seen things that they've been shown in the past that just don't work for them. And also at the same time, it often feels like getting dropped off in what you think is your home land in a helicopter and discovering, wait a second here, these people don't speak my language. And basically, they're good at like, hi, hello, goodbye, yes, no. And they're really good at, thank you so much for your service. But basically, after that, it's crickets because they don't know how to speak your language. So it's kind of like a mission. You're on a new mission. You need to adapt. If you have titles like, for example, corporal, captain, colonel, they don't understand what that means. So you need to transition that into, okay, let me use some civilian speak for them to really understand what they're dealing with. Because some of the things that you have done, you may have been, in command, supervising a whole group of people, but because your title is not something that they recognize, it's really hard for them to go, oh, yeah, this is what I'm looking at. And that's really what you're doing. You're presenting yourself as an individual that they can understand. What are they dealing with? The other thing is most of you have Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marines, whatever. The thing is that when you put that down as a company, what do you think your average civilian does? Oh, Army, soldier. Oh, Navy, sailor, etc. Okay. So those are all sub companies. Okay. Like, for example, both LinkedIn and GitHub were bought by Microsoft. So legitimately, I can actually say that I worked for Microsoft because it was a subsidiary of the larger company. And you all have worked for the US states, okay, the United States government. That's the company that you ultimately have worked for. And when you put down United States government, it doesn't necessarily directly link you up to being soldier. Okay. Now, it's something very much to be proud of. I just think that in terms of getting through the door, getting hired, okay, you want them to look at you as someone that they go, oh, yeah, candidate, potential employee, someone who's going to help my organization versus, oh, someone I don't know what to do with, because that's what you're often facing. So, another thing I want to give you is if you all right now have that green banner on, okay, you may have put it on a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago. So, as a recruiter, we have a license through LinkedIn. 87% of all recruiters use LinkedIn for recruitment. And many of us use it to find the candidates that we really want, because there's a difference between what's an active candidate and what's a passive candidate. An active candidate is someone who's applying. Passive candidate is someone who isn't applying and may be actually worth, in terms of intellectual capital, more. And that's someone we need to tap on the shoulder. But regardless, there's a good chance you've already been put into a project based on your background. Those projects are in our LinkedIn license in our account. So we come, in the morning, we look and see like, okay, who am I going to reach out to? And the thing is that having open to work is kind of like the low hanging fruit. We know that there's a better chance of you responding. The only thing is this. We also have this bell in the top of our header there. And if on the weekend you take your open to work down and then put it back up, what will happen is this. That bell will have a whole bunch of numbers. And it may have Mateus in it. It may have Ian in it. It may have Verlina in it. Okay. And it lets me know as a recruiter, oh, these people are open to work. It's just kind of like a way to ring the bell. And you can do that every single week because I may have already looked at a few candidates and the hiring manager didn't like them. Now I got to look for more. But you know what? Mateus is open. Oh, okay. You know what? Let me look at Mateus. Anything that gives you that edge will give you a greater opportunity to get seen. And that's what you really want. Because the scenario is this, okay? If you're just applying, you're dying. You need more than just applying as a strategy. And the reality is that, and I can tell you from looking at different jobs, easily within a day, we could have 500, 1,000. We could have, within a week, 5,000 candidates apply. And for my team, I would always tell them, look, if it looks like you're going to hit like 100 candidates, put it on pause. It's not fair to other people that I know you just don't have the bandwidth to look at, because that's the reality. They are probably going to look at maybe 40 or 60 candidates. And these days, unlike in the past where it's like, oh, you need to have the keywords, you need to have the keywords. I never saw any ATS system that really pointed out keywords. It came down to humans. And that's the reality. These days, AI will do the filters. They will be looking to see what is your matching. Are you using AI now to test your resume and see how does it rank? Okay. And at the same time, even if it gets through the filter, that ATS system, is it able to parse your resume, or did you do something funky? You put a graph in it, you put some boxes into it. Now all of a sudden, the ATS system isn't able to parse. And when I was at GitHub, I would sometimes open up a resume and it was all X's or it was blank. So you want something that is also friendly and compatible with all ATS systems. What's an ATS system? It's an applicant tracking system. It is a tool to collect all the applicants for the jobs that we post. So once you get filtered through, and let's say you're a 75%, fit and 85% fit, if there's thousands of applicants, which most companies don't put a pause on, you may be one of 200 applicants. And I will tell you, your average recruiter will only read 40 to 60 max. Because once they find 4 or 5 candidates that they think are good, and the hiring manager says, yep, I like them too, they are doing a happy dance and thinking they've done their job. So the other thing is, do you have a sledgehammer resume? Because you have 10 to 15 seconds to let a resume reader understand that you are relatable to the work that they want to have done and that you're really good at it. And most resume readers are going 120 miles an hour. So are you putting together a resume that's going to spoon feed the reader? Because if you're saying, well, they should know this, don't assume anything. Okay. I will tell you, the greater majority of talent acquisition professionals give the rest of our industry a bad name because they are a penny waiting for change and not the brightest light on the Christmas tree. That's the reality. So,
Hey, Teja, sorry to interrupt. You just got like 4 minutes left, and we just have to give them a break before the next session. So
no worries, no
all right,
worries.
man.
I'm doing the Evelyn Wood speed reading here.
Go for it.
Okay, so here's the thing. I put together a course, entrepreneurial, on school.com. Okay, it is unlike a lot of other courses out there because it really covers A to Z, from your dream job, your dream life. Okay, what is your branding? How are you going to improve your branding? What exactly does your resume need to be in order to be a sledgehammer? How are you going to use AI? How are you going to improve your LinkedIn profile so that people really can utilize it? At the same time, prepping for interviews, having the confidence through interviews. At the same time, hey, negotiating a salary. Because you know what? Sometimes we're so exhausted, they offer us something. The last thing you want to do is take a job you can't afford to take, because you're not paying for your overhead, and you need to figure out what your overhead is. What are your bills looking like? Are you eating out? Are you, do you have a car? Do you have a buffer just in case something happens to the car or happens to the house? Okay, those are the things that you need to consider. So what I'm doing is I am offering the course for free. I'm going to give Jordy and a few other folks the links so that they can post it internally. And this way you will have access for 48 hours to sign up. You sign up within 48 hours, you have all the access, not just to the self-paced course, but also to the supportive templates and also to the live weekly Q&A sessions. And there will be more content that will be added over the course of time, but you're locked in for free. There is no upsell. There is no like, oh yeah, I'm behind door number 2. And if you really want to get something more out of it, I'm not doing any of that crap. Okay. I'm giving this to you, and this is not charity. This is out of respect for everything you've done with the greatest appreciation. Because I will tell you, anyone that I help, the greatest reward for me, and it's music to my ears, is to hear that you've been successful finding a great job. That's the truth. And if you look at my LinkedIn site and you look at my recommendations, I don't have to talk about myself. I've got over 50 people that say basically the same thing, who I am, cards on the table. So when you go to open up the account, okay, it's a free account on school.com. And then you will go to how to get a dream job, and you'll see a picture of me. Okay, I should have put that up instead of this, but I also have a whole video. It's about 10 videos so far, including for military personnel. As I said, also supportive templates. And going back to this, if you just jumped in or didn't do it before, connect with me. I have a huge network, okay? International, as I said, startups, Big Four, Fortune 500, tech, non-tech. And my second connections are over 2.5 million, and third degree connections are over 1 billion. So please connect. And now I'll open the floor for probably 120 seconds of Q&A. And thank you very much for having me, by the way. And just speak up because I can't really see anyone. I'm going to stop sharing. Come on. All right.
For 1 sec. Hey,
John
thank you
Israel,
so
anything?
much, man. That was awesome. You'll send me the link I can share with them, or do you want to put it in the chat? What's easier?
I'm not putting in the chat because one of the things is that I don't want people posting it to
Oh,
their
okay.
LinkedIn profiles, but if they know someone, they could share it with
Okay.
friends that they know are looking, or also family members that are looking as
Terrific.
well.
We'll take care of that. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you doing this for the community, man. That means a lot to us.
No worries, no worries. Thank you so much. I really
All right.
appreciate
You
all
got
of
it,
you.
buddy.
All right,
All
take
right.
care.